Hello there, and welcome to Abiotic Factor, the Dark Energy information guide and tour. I don't know really what to call this. This is going to be all the information that is relevant, in my opinion, about this, update. So we're going to do all the armor stats and the weapons and the trinkets that are relevant, and go through the basic tour guide of where we left off at the hydro plant and where you got to go and the general areas and the things that you're going to have to do to actually finish this here update. So let's get started. Let's jump right into it, and we'll go to the armor sets over here. So one of the first portals you're going to come across is going to be one that goes to like this pilgrim area, and you're going to get this here armor set right here. It's a decent set to go by. It's nothing really that special at the end of the day. It does repair its own armor, so it's handy, and the 4 set acts as a heavy bandage, and the 2 set is just a regular bandage. So that's handy to have. It automatically fixes bleeding wounds for yourself, so that's what that one set does. That's one of the first ones you get, so it's nothing really remarkable, not something you're going to use at the end of the day. The other 2 sets, well, I know this isn't really a new set, but this is one that you're going to want to try and use and get right away, at least in my opinion, because this is the stealth set. Basically, that's what I call this one. The crystalline set is the stealth set, because you are virtually invisible, and this is going to help you get those power attacks on guys from behind and be able to progress at the start of this, so you can go over there and get the XR set later on. That's going to be the best set in the game right now, is going to be this XR set, because you summon a companion and you're going to want to go get its core companion trinket right away too, because that adds 100% damage and health to your pets. And the guy you summon acts as a pet. It's basically like 15 seconds. He's up and then he disappears and he pops up again. So it's like 15 seconds and then 15 seconds right away. It's not really adjusted properly since it's up like 100% of the time. Since its cooldown starts like as soon as you activate it, and it activates in combat basically. Or anything that involves you initiating a combat sequence, he'll pop up and he'll start fighting for you. And it's one of those fisherman XR guys that you fight. He's got a spear and stuff like that, a fishing spear type of thing. But anyways, let's go to the next armor set that we're not going to be using, and that involves the radiation one right here. So we're going to go, this is the last set in the game that you're going to come across and be able to build. It is very heavy armor. It is 26 for armor all along the way, and this is the only piece that actually has some resistance, so it's just +1 hot and cold. And what it does is each piece will give you 20% protection against radiation. So it's very good to protect you from radiation, but radiation in itself is also a bad thing to have when you have too much of it. So when you're in the yellow like this, I have that's why I kept the yellow radiation. You get the extra movement speed. So running around in the heavy armor is like running around with a regular light armor, and that's what the speed boost does. Getting more radiation on there, it doesn't really help it. You don't really go much faster or anything like that, but it does have it's like a built-in healing thing too. So you heal a lot faster with this set on there. That's not called the Gamma God thing right there. And testing it out there with a whole bunch of extra radiation, it doesn't really matter too much. Like we'll go over there and I'll show you what I mean. We'll just go over here and grab some of this radiation stuff right here. So we'll grab like 55 of these things. This will weigh nothing because of the set bonus if you don't have a suit on there. But yeah, see any speed difference? No, there's no real speed difference on here. And the healing is just the same, right? It just acts like the regular healing you get from your bench or the briefcase that you have. That's all it really does. So you're not really looking at anything special in this set at all, or the trinket that can go with it to make you extremely radiated, because you're going to get that radiation sickness, and then you're just going to puke all your food up there, and then you're going to starve to death. And that's not something you're going to want, and you don't get no visible bonus after testing it. There's nothing really. So at the end of the day, it's just a really heavy tanky armor that heals you like a healing item would. So it's good to have, but these guys are really strong in this update. They have hard light shields, which is a shield generation thing, and they do a ton of damage. So it's not going to be enough to actually protect you at the end of the day when you're using that set. So I don't want to put that one there. I want to wear that one right there. So let's put that back on there properly. There we go. So yeah, it's not going to be really that relevant at the end of the day. And of course, I just already explained to you the XR set's pretty good. There's 22 armor too. And the legs use the bionic legs, so you're not breaking your legs, and that's a good bonus to take for yourself for a negative on your character creation, so you can get extra slots over here, which are handy. But anyways, yeah, that is the sets on the armor. Is just that is the thing. Now the other trinkets in this game, there's this ogre doll. To note, it's not too bad. It's 30% more damage for guys that are bigger than you, which helps out, but it's not really that great at the end of the day, because not all the guys are going to be bigger than you, and it doesn't seem to be functioning properly, because I don't really see the 30% damage increase. It'd be nice if they had damage numbers in this game. That would be nice. But the hard light shield generator is also a nice thing to have, because you have your own shield. Obviously you're going to want that too, for if you're going to go into any type of combat. It doesn't protect you from very much. It doesn't protect you 100% either. It's like 90% protection basically, and it only lasts for a couple hits. So if you get shot like 3 times, the shield's down, but it will regenerate and come back up again. So it is definitely very handy, and you get that by opening up the new runic chests that are everywhere. There's lots of these chests everywhere, and you have to get these gate defense runes, which drop off these Juton guys. So there's lots of that going around there. As for weapons now, there isn't really much exciting in the weapons department besides the bazooka and all these things that cost so much materials that it doesn't matter. There's this little skink pet thing right there, and that follows the same rules if you remember on catching pets. So you can go there with a net gun and capture them that way, and drop a trap on top of them as close as you can. You'll get stuck inside, or just drop a pet trap and capture them, and then feed them with the antiverse wheat, basically, right? So you get lots of this wheat. Just bring that with you and feed him 3 times, and he's yours for a pet. And then you can craft this gun right here and use that. It's not too bad for a weapon. It does say it does like 180 damage, but you have to charge it up and get the full charge, and then it'll shoot that big goop of a thing right there. And that actually acts as a knockback too. It'll explode after a while, and it will hurt you too. So you have to be aware of that when you're spamming it. But it does do nice damage, right? So the full, I don't know exactly how much damage these small little pellets do, because it doesn't say. This game is really bad for the damage and stuff like that. But the full charge attack is supposed to do 180, and that acts as 10 ammo. So I don't know what you're looking at for the regular attacks. Maybe just 15 damage, and you get that little boost at the end for the bigger one that takes a little bit longer to explode. There you go. Yeah, so it doesn't do that much damage on exploding for yourself. But that is what that weapon does. It's not going to be the terrible best thing in the world, but also you have to be aware of the energy weapons and the hard light shield. Well, the hard light shield has a % damage reduction for energy weapons, so using your lasers and your deatomizers to kill these guys is going to be hard, because those shields are just really, really huge right now. And all this stuff might change on how huge those shields are, because right now they seem to be a little bit too much, especially for the damage output those guys have and the hit points they have. They are tanky as hell. A sneak attack from behind at maximum level is not enough to kill them. So you have to worry about that too. And then they have the shields pop up, and then they're just a whole other issue on dealing with them. So let's go there and check out the workbench stuff right here. So we went through the armor stuff. As you can see, there's not much besides helmets, right? You get those extra helmets that do weird things, melee chance and flee and they run away. You have to make this Juton helmet to make the other helmet type thing. But yeah, there's nothing else really in here besides those armor sets that I showed you. And the weapons and ammo, there's things like don't make this grenade. It takes up one of your defense keys to make it. It's not reusable, like the laser grenade is reusable or anything like that. All these other grenades are expensive to build, like super expensive. And same with the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher to build it is fine, but the ammo is just a lot. It takes a lot of resources to make 8 of these, and all this other resources need just to make 1 rocket. So you're just looking at eye candy basically to blow stuff up there. For actual use in the gameplay, you're not really going to use this very often or at all, right? It's just not really worth the crafting time and the resources it takes to make it and farm it. You're just if you see people run around with a rocket launcher and doing that, they're either using cheat commands to get extra ammo from farming, and just doing eye candy shows for you, which is no fun at the end of the day, in my opinion at least. And some of the other weapons are really not really good, like this flail, for example. 33 damage for a new weapon, that's nothing at all, basically, right? It's not really that strong at all. And then the fisherman's spear and other things like that, you get a hard light shield for yourself, right? So you can even double up on the shields by using this for yourself if you're a shield person. But they don't really have much good, nothing really that decent for one-handed weapons. Of course, this flail is probably one-handed. That's probably why the damage is so low. But yeah, no really good two-handed weapons have been added. There's a new crossbow that's been added, the lodestone one. The lodestone bolts are pretty good too. They take they take more farming to do also. Glue is going to be used up a lot, so make sure you're doing some fishing to get that fisherman's glue and stuff like that, because yeah, if you're going to be doing that, it takes a lot. But these things will go through the armor for its special effect of lighting them on fire, and it's holy damage. It says lights them on fire, but this is holy damage, and it really does do a good damage on these new guys, these new Jutar guys, or Jutan guys, or however you want to say their name. I got their heads over here, right? So there we go. You can see their heads basically. Oh, actually, I don't think it's just head of a giant, and then this guy's head. Yeah, it just says head of a giant. Doesn't tell you their name. Chieftain skull and XR skulls that you get. You want to get at least 2 of these for your XR set. But anyways, that's the basic rundown of these weapons. There's really not much going on. There is a new food item. That's gooey, tulip salad. To note, when you're butchering and salvaging guys, it gives you the extra chance of actually, getting extra resources. Right? You can get those rare resources from doing that. So that's a good thing to have to get there, and that involves the new area that has opened up. And let's go to the new areas that you can go there and explore right away before you actually go to the what do you call that place? I had the thing right there, the hydro plant, and get started on the storyline. So these portals right here are the first 2 are going to be in the Cascade Lavatories, and it's going to be, you have to go here and visit this one right here, and that is the little arcade game with the penguins, and you got to go pick up the coins, and you disassemble those coins to get some black gunk and digital ore, and you need that for lots of the crafting items in this update. And then you need to go to this other portal over here. It's the cannon portal. That's the one I talked about where you get that suit from, the first one, and those pilgrim villagers are all over the place in there, and that's where you get your first lodestone. That's going to help you progress on the new stuff. So you're going to have to go to this place first before you can go to the continue on with your quest, basically, because you're going to need those items, and so you might as well do that first when you're playing this. So go ahead and do these portals first, and then go and do that. And they're not too hard to find. I got videos on where to find these guys if you don't know where they are already, because they've probably been added earlier. And so yeah, and then the other place we're going to go there and tell you about is where to get that trinket for yourself and that food. And that's going to be over here in the in the caves area and the dig site area, around that area somewhere. Wherever the tram goes over to the portal to the train, it's just a little bit east of that, and then up. There's some extra carts that are up in there, the extra train carts that were empty, and past that area was with nothing there. Now there's an opening, and in that opening is going to be lots of grubs. And then you go through that little opening through there. It's really dark, and then you get grubs. And then there's this big grub running around this circle area with multiple circles that are traveling around there. It's hard to describe, but that's where you go. You kill the big guy. He's easy to kill. He just takes a little bit of extra damage to kill him, and he has got like 3 stages as he's traveling around his little pen. Basically, he doesn't really hurt you unless you stand in front of him. But after you kill him, you get the drop for the core companion trinket, and you can build that, and then you should be good to go on traveling through the rest of the update for the stuff. So we'll go over there to the hydro base, and we'll show you where you started off, because this is where you're gonna forget. Like where did I leave off again? Where is the end of the game from where you started? It's always stuff like that that's going to get you, right? Because that's where it gets me. So let's go to a spot where you can recognize right here, and this is going to be right here. Hopefully I got the bright backpack on, right? Is right here by the sub. So this is where the game left off before. Is right here at the sub, and you travel through this little the waterway right there, the waterway portal system, the sewers or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, there's the sub down there. So go over to the hydro plant and get to this spot right here. You should be easy to find it, right? So it's not too hard to find this place if you can remember it, this game. But you come over to remember this room right here, and now this portal is actually open and activated, and you can go through there and do stuff. So we travel through this portal now, and this is the tour part where you're just going to be doing the basic stuff. So you drop down here. You're going to want to bring some of that thermite stuff to open up some of the pathways down there, and that's where there's lots of chests down there. There's like all the different kinds of chests that you can think of that are in the game. The new runic chests are down there. There's a couple of them, and there's probably a couple of each of the other chests in this game. So if you have lots of extra keys, you can get some extra loot if you want to there, but it's not really the loot is still the same. You just want to get the new runic ones, and that's it. And you can't get the keys yet because none of these guys are going to be dropping it in the game yet. So it's kind of like just remember that they're there and then come back later. But yeah, you have this whole area to explore. There's nothing really much. It's just basically you just make your way over here and come up to this portal area, and this is going to be where the XR village is. This is where you have to do to progress. This is going to be blocked off by some gunk, and you have to open up the pathway to get down over there through there. So yeah, you just go through this portal. These guys are the first new guys that you're going to be fighting that are hard. The other portal with the villagers isn't really that hard to do, and they don't really have that much of a good stuff. But this one here, on the other hand, does. This one is really nice because it has the anti-juice that you can drink. You have a drinkable environment. You can pick the stuff up there. There is honey in this game. You'll find some beehives. Stay far away. They will kill you like almost instantly. That's how fast they can kill you if you're close to them when you attack them. But you can get bee queens and then make your own hives. And you still have to use the beekeeper suit to actually protect yourself when you're gathering that stuff. So just remember that, but yeah, or you'll die, that type of thing. But there are some of the new resources in here. They're all over the place, and all these other upgraded XOR guys are in here. But what you're going to is you're going to be going towards that thing in the center right there, and grabbing the the green stuff on the outside of that, which opens up another portal to go back to where you came from and storyline stuff. And also there's a chieftain guy in here. You got to talk to you a few times, right? So there's a leader in there. Yeah, you don't that doesn't attack you. You talk to him a few times, and then he'll teach you the recipe set for this XOR stuff, and then you kill the guys to get the ingredients, and then you can craft it. It's not too hard to do. It's just those teleporting guys that have been upgraded in here, those fisherman teleporters. They can be really hard because they can teleport like 4 times real fast. They'll teleport behind you and jab you with their spear on there. It's just going to be a pain in the ass to kill them all. That's why I recommend you going with the stealth suit set first. Go in there, stealth, and get the nice big pickaxe from behind and bash them, and then switch over to your atomizer and finish them off as fast as possible. That's probably the best way to deal the most burst damage without using any of the other tactics you can use with the slushy grenades and stuff like that require farming resources and stuff like that. But anyways, let's go back. There's other ways to get through here, but yeah, you travel and explore that portal, get all this loot, and then you come back to here, and then you get the item to clear that up there. That item that you use to clear that gunk that you can keep getting is also used on the other old portal in Faith Hill. And if you travel through this cannon area, you're going to find some corrupted corn, and then you go to this Faith Hill area, you clear out that area that's in there. It's right near the start. It's where one of the guys that you might have actually farmed for those keys, the symphony guys. You go there and you open up that area, and it's just a trader. That's all that's in that area. You open it up, and it's just a trader to trade that corrupted corn for regular corn for yourself. So you have another thing there. And there's no apple seeds, which unfortunately, because you get apples in there too, but you don't get any. You can't grow them yet, so I don't like that. I want to grow my own apple trees. That would be nice. So that's not really good. But yeah, you just come through here, you do all the talking and blah blah blah, open up the doors, and we got some portals that go through. This goes back to the labs area. Pretty inconvenient spot, I think, for stuff. This one here, on the other hand, is really good, especially if you made your base right at the start of the game. This is a little waterway. It pops up right here. This is the cafeteria where you start the game. So if you made your base in here and you have all this, and this is nice, then you have this room right here, just a portal to this new area. So you don't have to worry about making portal bases and all the transit stuff that you gotta do. You just portal right to here, and this is the new hub area, right? So this is the hub for the new reactor area where you come in. This is where the real part of the game starts. That's like the introduction part is getting through there, and the tram is down on the other level down here. So we got 2 trams, and this is just a big circle. This whole map right here, it is just a circle that goes around. So we can try and show you this on the map. See, this is it's the center, your tram hub somewhere around here, and you have all these reactors that are around here that you got to go there and activate for your thing. So that's the main thing, is going to all these reactor sites, which are pretty big and complicated to go through for each one, but you have to go through them all and activate those reactors and to open up the doors and get the things. And the second reactor, the one in the middle, basically, I would guess, because there's one over there, one over that side, and one over across the way over here. That one over there needs to keep at level 6, so you can't do that one first. You got to go back and forth. But of course, you have to do this one here first. Well, I think you have to, but I don't remember. This is the first one that I did. Is way down through here and doing this one here. This is where you get an introduction to the these really tough guys that you're going to fight. This is all radiation zones and stuff like that. So you might want to use your lab suit in this area for this. But there's you start off with like 2 robots and a machine gun guy right on top of the hill up there to deal with them, and they can see you from far away, even through the stealth, unless you're actually sneaking. And the other guy seems to be spawning over there. He's over there, and they fight with the rocket launcher guys. So the lab rats have a rocket launcher update. There he is. You can see him there. They fire at each other poorly, these are the guys that you have to deal with. Exploding rocket guys, exploding suit. If you kill those new rocket launcher guys, you can get a sapper suit, but it doesn't protect you from radiation, just from explosions. So that was a good hit. These days those guys are pretty easy to kill with the laser. Just keep knocking them back, basically, right? Just regular knockback damage on them. Or go behind them, hit them with the heavy sledgehammer if you're stealthing to get the first shot off on them. But yeah, you just go through here, basically. It's just all, travel through all this crap, and it's all the way around, blah, blah, blah. Explore the area, and eventually, you can get to this part right here where the door opens, and you get through there, and that's where the reactor is, and do whatever the quest tells you to do to fix that reactor, and you're done the first reactor in the game. And here is the pets that are running around there. So if you want this gun right here, those are the pets that you want to try and capture and get them for their thing. You can bring them with you and other things like that, and they don't really do very much to that. That's that knockout part of the fact. They even want to fight you. Probably immune to it. There's finally the pet shows up. Oh, no, not even dead yet. So they're pretty tanky. They don't take that. They don't take the damage. But anyway, so let's carry on with the rest of this tour. This is up there, the first reactor area. We'll go over to the next one. We'll just go back to the train hub, the quick way. Here we go. Just make a little fast little base over here. So yeah, we got these things here. Then we go back up, and we'll just go around this way. Usually you go this way first, but this is good. Like, you have all the different vehicles that you can pick and choose from up here, and the guy there. So if you didn't make a base right at the start, you have a whole system here for traveling around and getting all your things. I never used the vehicles. They always seem to be inconvenient at the end of the day when you're doing it. But yeah, it's just a whole bunch of open spaces and things like that. We can try. There's too much guys here looking at each other and stuff. But we'll just go over here and try and get in here properly. So yeah, this is one of the other reactors you come to, probably one of the first ones. This is where you can trade for the plutonic blood later on. I think that's what the directions are for. This is directions to something up there. But anyways, now we can follow it. I got the video going up here, and I already forget what it's for. I think this is the plutonic blood going up through this area here. There's your first guy there that throws fireballs and shields, and there's that little jumping guy that they at least they fight each other. They are really tanky. They explode when they die most of the time, and yeah, they can just jump at any height. Oh, it's a three-way fight. The rocket launcher guy too. They don't like each other. Just ganging up on this guy. He can jump up to like any height, so there's no going up from above for these melee guys that are pretty tanky and tough. But yeah, fireballs and shields off those guys. So yeah, it's all around pretty hard to kill those guys. But they're the easier ones to kill at the end of the day. But yeah, this is where the plutonic blood thing is. Yeah, so yeah, it's just through here, then up the staircase, and then all the way around. You see, I got my portal over there. Where's my portal? There's the little portals that you can make now instead. They are quite expensive, and we can see where there's the pathway up above there. Let's see if I can get through there properly. I guess we have to go this way and get up there. So yeah, that's the pathway up there if you want to take the shortcut by flying. Yeah, a shortcut to get through here and trade for that plutonic blood. But yeah, all the rest of the stuff is like, you just go around all these areas, and you'll find, you'll find the other places. So I don't really want to spoil like too much of the game, even though I probably am. But yeah, you do those 4 reactors and do those 4 areas and get all those ingredients and stuff like that, and then you should be good on the rest of the quest. And the last part here is going to involve those, those null grenades and stuff like that. They are expensive to build, and that's why you need to farm all that stuff, because you need these null grenades to break down those shields. And yeah, so that involves this super transistor alloy. You need lots of this for the quest. This is the stuff that you use to repair stuff, and it's going to take that plutonic blood and those carapaces that you get off those blowing up guys. These are all the new resources on there, and it's the blood and the carapaces that together which make it plain in the ass, because you trade the carapaces for the blood too, and there's no real easy way to farm this stuff besides getting those carapaces off the many of those small guys that are around in this update to get that for yourself. But yeah, that is just to make one of these, and lots of the stuff needs a multiple of those things. And we have like these little books right here which require more drops off these guys that don't stack. Like these items right here, they don't stack, so there's lots of inventory space going around on there. The new upgrades for the jetpacks, we didn't mention those. Then it's a triple jump jetpack for the new one with a little bit more space, so it's not ideal. Triple jump is not as good as jumping up in the air and flying straight up. So you're just flying straight forward. It doesn't work very well. Even with the more room, I don't use it. The next one is the pocket dimension. That one is one you want to keep with you when you're doing the farming, and that's actually got the extra more room, right? And 30% weight reduction. So that's going to be one that you're going to be wanting to use a lot for this game. So that's the last place right here is the null nade. That's where you go at the end. I just called it that because it takes 2 of those grenades to get to this area, and there's no there's no way around it. They totally block that off effectively, so you can't get through this area without actually breaking those shields. You have a back door, which you can't even get through through it. There's no way to go back and forth through here without using a null nade anymore, without wasting one. So it's not really ideal, dude. That's why you want to make a portal past them all. So this is the first shield right here that you got to deal with, and there's one of the new guys right here. So I'll show you what I mean by how much damage that these guys can take. So we can sneak up on this guy easily enough without a sneak set, and we'll bash him in the back of the head. Let's move my weapon over here. Let's move this weapon over so I can get at it faster and show you, like, sneak attack him and blast him down real fast. Got him before his shield popped up there. So that's how you can kill these guys without getting his shield to pop up there. But I do have that extra. I do have sneak maximized on there, so I got the extra damage off of that. But yeah, once they get the shields up, that shield's is way more than their regular hit points on killing the guys. But yeah, you get past the first shield to get through the other one. There's another shield over there. This pathway that I went through here is just a backtracking one that you can open up to get through them all. But yeah, so you have to use the 2 shields to get through this area. So just be aware of that, because it's kind of important. Those shields cost a lot of resources to make. I know this is the last thing you do is just close that portal. There's no boss to fight. There's just a whole bunch of hard guys in here to fight. And then you got to activate these things here. Well, you don't need null nades for that. You can laser through them. I got a video on that too, so you don't have to worry about having more than just 2 null nades, and you craft 3 at a time. So, and you can use them to break shields, but it is quite expensive to do that. And I got one spawn blocking thing in here, and I guess I got to make another one somewhere to maybe block these guys from spawning. But this is an okay area to start farming guys too, so it's not too bad on getting them all. So let's go and show you the. You've seen those bigger guys in the middle. There's those witches. They jump around and shotgun you with their jetpacks and stuff like that. So they're kind of neat to fight, but they aren't super strong. But they do have hard light shields too, so you have to break through them. But they are susceptible to that sneak attack damage and getting one shot without much difficulty on doing it. These guys here, on the other hand, are like non-stop fire with machine guns, and they do heavy damage, and they are just tanky as hell. So yeah, these guys are a lot tougher. So let's go down there and show you what I mean on the fight. I don't want to stand in front of him to watch him. This is why you want that pet set and this guy to do everything. So let's go up his damage. Let's get up down here. Put that one there instead. Put his trinket on there to up his damage. And you might want to put this hard hit shield on there. So get your shield on there so you can watch.
I am the
shields. Try and laser this guy down. It's just forever. You can just sit there forever shooting at him and have nothing happen. Oh, his shield's broken now. So now his shield is broken. And kill him that way. So once their shield is dead, they're a little bit easier. And I was using the that weapon fire there. Once the shield down for the stun effect, basically, right? But of course, there is other ways you can go around and kill stuff in this game. And if you have that throwing up there, which is a pain in the ass to level up, but if you have throwing maximum up there, you can stagger them, so you can just worry about that. But yeah, there's this guy right here. He can see you coming. That's why you want the stealth set, is for getting right in front of these guys right here. So you want to swap to the stealth set and be able to nail these guys and walk right up to them and say, "Hi, how you doing? You can't see me." Yeah, these guys will die a little better for one shot, but not all the way. That's it. He's got my number, but we can do this. Yeah, all the other guys are fighting now. So yeah, you can always swap out your gear if you're intent on doing that for yourself. Yeah, hey guy. But that is the combat stuff. So let's go there. Hey. Where's my pet? He's taking care of the other guy. There you go. Not too bad, I guess. Now they're all dead. Yeah, so he took out this guy here, and finished off that guy. Oh, I guess there's still more guys to fight. Oh yeah, way up over there. But anyways, this is the last area, and you just go through there and use your lasers to shoot through objects to destroy all this stuff. That's how you get rid of the big guy at the end of the game. At the end of this update, it's not really the end of the game, and that is it for this expansion here. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. If you have any other questions about this stuff, you know what to do and who to kill and where to go and where to get all these resources and stuff like that, check out my other videos, because I have most of those questions answered. And if I'm missing anything, let me know while it's still fresh in my mind on something that you might need to progress. Because something that I thought might be easy to go through here might be hard for some other people. Or I might have just got lucky. You never know. You get lucky all the time and think it's just natural, and then you don't think about it, and that might be actually hard to get by. So just let me know on that stuff. If you have any other questions on going through this, if you get stuck anywhere or anything becomes a pain in the ass to deal with anything. But yeah, the best way to deal with stuff is just get this XOR set and get that core companion trinket, and then you should be golden for doing all the fights without having to worry about it or try, because I haven't been trying while I'm doing this. So I like this. I always have to have this anti-gravity going on there, and jetpack is just a lot better for traveling myself. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.